With the money to do as he pleased and go anywhere he wanted to, in fact, Senna was happiest spending time with family and close friends and enjoying natural surroundings, such as the family farm, situated around 160 kilometres away from Sao Paulo. Mechanical toys were never far away, but his love of nature and of the countryside was very evident.
Were these lakes here before?
There were originally two lakes. This one was the higher one, and we decided to join them. And we made one big lake, which is over 1 kilometer long. The water is a natural water, it's spring water, there is no outside water, it's completely clean. So it's beautiful to water ski, jet ski, swim, and just play water sports, which I love. And we also are planning to put some fish here, 15,000-20,000, to then be able to also to fish a little bit and have a fresh fish, the ones we like most, and have fun.
Now, over here, what are these buildings I see here?
Well, they were not in the farm when we bought, and then part of our development program, we decided to build those houses for the workers. And so we have built so far about 10 houses, and the people who then work for us can have a good way of life. And also it's nice to see new things done properly with the right shape, right design, right style. We are also making the main house for us. It's gonna have 10 suites. They'll be facing the lakes, and we have a swimming pool down here, and then we have the main house, which is automatically connect with the suites over there, with the saloons and all the other things that we like to have in a private house. We've been working here for a year and a half already, and I believe we have another 2 years to go. Everything is facing the two lakes, so all the time our view will be the two lakes. We have a tennis court right in front, the swimming pool, we have the boathouse there on the left, and we try to preserve the trees that were here from the beginning, to have the atmosphere, the environment as untouchable as possible. So it's gonna be nice when it's finished. This is our pier that will link the house. We have stairs going up there that go on the terrace, and that house is the boathouse, where we have the entrance. The water will actually goes into the house, so the boat go into the house, the jet skis, and we have a crane there to pull the jet ski out of the water and put it over a special place. I have there also a place for the go-karts, a place for the boat, a place for the radio control model aircraft. So it's a place only for fun. All the hobbies I like to play all the time, and I can play here in the farm in many different ways, are all concentrating there. So I will be spending a lot of my time there with my friends and my cousin and the people who like the same hobbies.
His concern for the natural order of things was clear in his approach to the farming methods used on the estate, where an organic system of agriculture was used.
You've got a lot of stuff growing here, Ayrton.
Yeah, this is just a small corn plantation that we have for our own need, for our own consumption. And we use not only for us to eat, but also for the cows. You can see here, it's still premature, but it's our own corn with no chemicals or anything else that can be bad for your health. See here, the corn, right?
That's terrific.
It's natural, no chemicals. So. Okay, here we are with the orange trees, 1-year-old orange tree. and you can see still very green. It's not the season, but it's full of fruits already. And again, it's our own. You can come and grab from here and eat immediately with no chemicals or anything else.
This is just for everybody on the estate?
Yes, it's just for our own use, for my family, my friends, and also the people who live here in the farm. We have oranges, we have tangerines, we have lemons, we have bananas over there, we have the corn, we have rice, we have lots of fruits, and it's only for our own consumption.
Why are you pulling this poor tree out?
Because it's mandioc tree, and it's the way to get the stuff out so you can have a nice and fresh vegetable. Okay, this is it. Here is the mandioc, all the way.
And but now you've destroyed the tree. How long before you get any more manioc?
It's about 6 months you get a new one. It grows very fast, and is the way to have this agriculture.
Ayrton's father did not like cameras. He was a shy man, but hugely influential.
You got him.
Yes, we got it. But tell me what you think you got from your family and your upbringing.
I think, first of all, a lot of love. I think this is important in human being. And I happened to have a lot when I was a kid from my family, and that gave me all the strength I have in my education, my personality. Of course, I had all the support from my family in everything I've been involved. I've been always followed very close by my parents particularly, and although I had freedom to choose things, anytime, whenever I was going out of line of what is healthy and a good.
The estate was situated near Tatooine, and there were a variety of ways by which his friends arrived, sometimes by bus, sometimes by plane, either to discuss business or just shoot the breeze. Despite not having kids of his own, he enjoyed having them around, and they, in turn, loved the sort of motorised machinery he had at his disposal. At a Grand Prix, Senna could appear aloof and impersonal, but in the company of trusted friends, he was relaxed and casual. The local estate agent was trying to sell off more land, and he added weight to some good-natured banter.
Nascer aqui, eu só comprar aqui, aí você tá dizendo isso aqui, não é uma maravilha. Tá de parabéns. Muita coisa isso não é fácil, né?
Isso aí tem que lutar, né? Mas ele, quando viu o senhor, ficou animado. Disse, sai meu irmão ali. Eu achei o mais forte que eu, pô. Beleza, isso aí, né? Não, mas ele tá com uma barriga.
Another advantage of the space at Dois Lagos was the ability to build his very own kart track, a track to share with friends and racers keen to develop the techniques required to perhaps follow in his footsteps or simply to have some fun. His lack of pretension and very easy manner with everyone involved was again typical of the man when on home territory and not under the media spotlight. Karting had marked the beginning of his own brilliant career, and he was happy to lend a hand, offer advice, and join in the atmosphere that felt so familiar. When this film was made, the kart track had only recently been completed, and Senna was having his first hands-on experience with a kart for several years. A specially prepared machine was given the usual Senna inspection before he got ready to climb aboard and give it a run.
tiro de som ainda, né?
The Formula One overalls and bright yellow helmet were recognised all over the world, but not often seen getting behind the wheel of a machine with less than 1/20th of the power of a Grand Prix car. Back at the farm, and it was time to go racing. The hero was back on his own kart, but had to start at the very back of the grid to give the others a chance. It didn't take him long to start picking them off one by one. Soon he was giving everybody a masterclass in driving at the limit, something he felt born to do. Despite being the first across the line from his back row starting position, a steward's inquiry was held. Ayrton's father decided he'd been guilty of irresponsible driving. And a new winner was declared, much to everyone's delight. A young lad therefore took a famous victory over a world champion, a day he would probably never forget. From one form of relaxation and fun to another, many F1 drivers play golf in their spare time, but the Brazilian had quite a different hobby. Model aircraft were his passion, both the building of the models and the challenge of flying them once constructed.
This is from Japan. Ayrton Senna special. There was a friend of mine in Japan who did it. And every year, by the Grand Prix time, they make a plane for me, a model. They are from Honda Motor Company. They also have a hobby, model flying. And this is the second plane they give me in 3 years. The big one in the wall is the Christian Eagle one, also was done by them. And the major problem is how to bring all those models to Brazil all the way from Japan. Beautiful. Okay.
His cousin Fabio was also an enthusiast, and the two of them would work and play together. The models were serious pieces of work, built with sophisticated materials and requiring great skill to fly.
How did you find doing this when you first started?
It's very difficult. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I have damaged and broken many models. It's a very special hobby. I love it.
It's relaxing?
When you're playing here, yes. When you're actually flying, it's not so relaxing because you cannot mistake. You mistake, the model is gone. And sometimes it takes months to build a model. Therefore, you create some love for it because you know how hard it is to build one and to damage or destroy one, maybe 1 second. So it's some ways it's also a little bit stressing to do it when you're flying. But it takes your mind completely away from anything else because it absorbs your mind, your concentration. So it's relaxing in a way to forget any racing cars or interviews, things like this.
Flying model aeroplanes is an activity that requires great coordination, total concentration, manual dexterity and excellent vision, all qualities that are required by a top racing driver. So even during his leisure time, Senna was honing qualities he could use as a Grand Prix driver.
Ao Ayrton, rapaz, eu tive que puxei e não atendeu. Tava com pouco comando. Vou passar aqui na frente, Brian. Nessa posição mesmo, em cima dos carros, na altura dos carros. Fica aqui, ó.
The significant difference to driving a racing car is the lack of feel for what the machinery is doing. No seat-of-the-pants sensations when at the remote controls. It is hand-eye coordination of a high degree, and no more so than when landing. An anxious period for the man who has spent hours building the model. After several years of practice, the perfectionist proved what he could do.
You had no engine on that landing?
Yeah, the engine stopped on the approach, so I was gliding only. But the plane is marvelous. It flies very beautiful, very smooth, so it's not too difficult to fly compared to other models.
Fabio was less experienced and less proficient than Ayrton, but his cousin was on hand to offer words of advice and encouragement. Particularly when it came to the landing. The man who in the Grand Prix environment was seen by some as cold and arrogant showed a very different side to his character when at home in Brazil. But people